dear students, for another segment of the grade 11 mathematics class of St. Peter's College, Colombo 4, Nigamba branch. Today, our lesson is going to be under percentages. Under percentages, this year we are going to discuss about mainly two topics. One is going to be hire purchase, or we call that the reducing balance method, and there's another part called as the compound interest. So before coming to hire purchase and compound interest parts, in the previous years you have learnt about taxes and also simple interest, which is also very important for this time's exam. So today we'll see what are we going to discuss under the topic of hire purchase. At the very beginning of the lesson, it's very important for us to understand about two topics, that is about two words. One is called as the down payment. For an example, let's think you're going to buy a washing machine that is worth rupees 50,000, right? The washing machine is 50,000 rupees, and at the same place, like when you're buying the washing machine, you're going to give the shopkeeper about 20,000, and the rest you're going to pay in installments. This complete lesson is based on this concept, is that you're going to buy something at the very outright purchase, that is at the very place when you're going to buy that item, you pay an amount from the total amount, right? If the washing machine is rupees 50,000, if you're going, I will be paying 20,000 at the very beginning, that is at the when I'm going to buy the washing machine, I will pay 20,000. I have a remaining amount of 30,000 to be paid, and that remaining amount of 30,000 is being paid under monthly installments. They will be paid under installments in parts, right? But when you're paying the remaining part in parts, you will always get an added interest to every installment. But as you know, when you're being paid, when the amount is being paid downwards, that is from, let's take this is the first installment. In the first installment I pay an amount, then it is reduced to another amount. The amount that 30,000, the remaining 30,000 will be reducing with the time, or will be reducing with the amount I am going to pay. That is considered as the reducing balance. Very simply, let's take you have a washing machine of 50,000 rupees. Out of the 50,000 rupees, at the very outright purchase, that at the very place where I'm going to buy the washing machine, I will be paying him about 20,000. So I have another 30,000 remaining. This 30,000 will be paid in installments, right? So you won't just pay 30,000, you will have an added interest to every installment that you will be paying. But while you're paying the first installment, then the amount you have to pay already is reduced. Then you pay another installment, then another amount is reduced. So the amount will be reduced while you are being paid, or while you are going to pay for the washing machine you brought. That is the 30,000 you have had to be paid, right? So that is what you consider as a reducing balance. I take an item, I pay some amount at the very beginning, then I have a remaining amount. The remaining amount I will have to pay in installments. While I am paying the installments, the amount will get reduced one installment after one installment. But at the same time, for each installment, you will have to pay an interest. This is the concept of down payment. This is the concept of the reducing balance method or hire purchase, right? So the meaning of the word down payment means at the very outright purchase, that is at the time you're going to buy the item, you're going to pay an amount. That is what you call as a down payment, or the amount that you're going to pay at the very beginning. See, the amount of money that's paid when purchasing any item from the total value, some part of the money is paid during outright purchase. That's true. They don't give you free of charge. So you're going to buy the item, but at the same time you have to pay some amount to him, to the owner. So that is what you call as a down payment. At the very beginning, what is the amount you pay the person or the owner? Reducing balance, the amount of money keeps on reducing when the balance is being paid under installments. Like I said, If you buy the washing machine for 50,000, if your down payment is about 20,000, you have a remaining of 30,000 to be paid in installments, right? 30,000 will be paid in installments, and while you are paying the installments, number one, interest will be added to every installment, but according to the amount that is being reduced. Okay, let's take for the very first installment, you will be paying 1,000, right? So then in the next installment, the amount will be reduced, then the interest added to that will also reduce. So while you're being paid the installment, while the installments are being paid, the amount will get reduced, so the interest will be added accordingly. That is the meaning of reducing balance. So, explaining you the concept, when you borrow money to repay in monthly installments, this can happen under two parts. One is when you borrow some money from a person. The other thing is when you're going to take an item, when you're going to purchase an item. For both the concepts, hire purchase can be applied. When you borrow money to repay in monthly installments, or if you purchase an item with a down payment means the payment you do at the very outset, with the understanding that the rest of the money will be paid in installments. Most of the time, you will be expected to pay an interest on the loan. The loan is paid in monthly installments. Like I said, when you're going to borrow some amount, they won't just give you the amount to be given after 5 or 6 years or about 12 or 13 months. They will add you an interest. That is what they are saying here, that the interest will be added now here in installments. The interest calculation is based on the outstanding loan balance. That is the balance money that remains in the borrower's hands as the loan is repaid during the loan term. As the borrower repays installments, the remaining loan balance reduces over time. While the installments are being paid, the loan balance will be reducing from time to time, from installment to installment, the loan balance will start reducing. Interest is then charged only on the loan amount that the borrower still holds. That means in this installment, what is the balance I have to pay from that 30,000? Interest will be charged on that amount. Once after I pay that as well, for an example, okay, let's take in the first installment, you are paying 1,000. You had to pay 30,000, you are paying 1,000 now. So you have 29,000 to be paid. Now interest is going to be calculated for 29,000. In the next installment, let's take, I have now paid another 1,000. So now I have 28,000. So now interest is being calculated on that 28,000. Okay. So while the balance you have to pay is getting reduced, interest will be calculated to that relevant balance. Okay. Interest is then charged only on the loan amount that the borrower still holds. That's very important. Only on the loan amount that the borrower still holds. Therefore, this method of calculating interest is called computing the interest on the reducing balance or hire purchase. Once the total interest to be paid is calculated, the monthly installments are determined such that every installment is of the same value, right? After you calculate all the monthly installments and the interest you have to pay, you will see that for every monthly installment, it is the same total, it is the same amount you have to pay, see, such that every installment is of the same value. After you calculate the entire monthly installments and see for every monthly installment how you should pay, you will see that if you have 12 installments, for all 12 installments, you will have to pay the same value. That is what happens when you buy a fridge or a phone or a laptop. If you're going to pay them not at the very beginning, like if it is 70,000, you're not paying 70,000 at the very beginning. You're paying some other amount, and the balance will be calculated under hire purchase, right? This is applicable only if you're going to buy an item like that. If you're going to give the total money and buy the item, this is not applicable. But when you're going to buy a phone or a laptop or a refrigerator or any electrical appliance, most of the people now buy for hire purchase. That is, they give some amount at the very beginning and the rest they pay in installments. If that is the case, this is completely applicable. Also, it is applicable for borrowed amounts. Now, the concept for borrowed amounts is, children, you can't pay a down payment, or else you should not take the loan. right? If I'm badly in need of, let's take 20,000, I'm badly in need of 20,000. So I'm going to ask somebody to give me 20,000 under hire purchase. But I can't give him a down payment. No? When he gives me 20,000, I can't give him 5,000 as down payment because I am in need of 20,000. Okay. So that is a very important point. When you're buying something, that is okay. You can pay some amount and the rest you can pay in installments. But if you're borrowing a loan, if you're borrowing an amount, I can't give a down payment. So that whole amount will be paid under installment. So those two parts should be very clear under this lesson. Right. In terms of questions, in terms of answering the questions, it is very easy. The reason is we have 7 steps. When you put the question into these 7 steps, you can get any answer. The concept is now clear, right? You have 2 separate parts, that is borrowed amounts. For them, the whole entire thing will be calculated under hire purchase. For something you are going to buy, when you give a down payment, there will be a value that is going to remain. That remaining value will start decreasing from installment to installment, and to every decreasing amount, an interest will be added to that, right? So that is the general concept of hire purchase. For the questions that we get, we can use these easy steps to find the answer to whatever the question they are going to ask us relevant to hire purchase. So if you see balance equal, first of all you have to find the balance amount you have to pay. Value of the item minus down payment. Let's take like this. If like I said at the very beginning, if the washing machine you're going to buy is 50,000, that is the value of the item. Oh, I'm going to give 20,000 at the very beginning of the, when I'm buying, that is at outright purchase. I'm going to give 20,000 and get it. So 50,000 is the total value. I'm going to pay him 20,000. So the balance will be 30,000, right? 50,000 is the total value of the washing machine. From that, I'm going to subtract the amount that I pay at the very outright purchase. That is going to be 20,000. So 50,000 minus 20,000 will be 30,000. That is my balance. So I have to pay now 30,000 under hire purchase. Next, loan amount per month. That is the balance you divide under number of monthly installments. The total balance should be divided under number of monthly installments. Number of month units. I will just explain you the meaning of number of month units, children. Under monthly installments, the payment is done in units, right? In parts. Those parts are considered as month units. So month units are going to find n times n plus 1 divided by 2. The triangular number general term. Okay, n times n plus 1 divided by 2. That is going to be, n is going to be number of monthly installments. Next. Interest to be paid for a month unit. For 1 month unit, the interest you have to pay is going to be loan amount per month. That is this amount, okay? This amount into annual interest rate into 1 over 12. Why we are going to calculate that into 1 over 12 is because here you have to find the interest for a month unit. For a month unit, not for the year. So if you see here, loan amount per month into, this is the interest rate is given annually. Since the interest rate is given annually, to bring it to months, I have to divide by 12. That is multiplying by 1 over 12. Okay. Here the rate is given annually. It is an annual interest rate that is given. So to bring the annual interest rate into a month, for that I have to divide the given amount by 12. That means you have to multiply by 1 over 12. Next, the total interest will be equal to interest per month unit. That is for 1 month unit, how much? Into number of month units. For 1 month unit, if it is this amount, for all the month units, that is going to be the total interest, of course, right? For all the month units, how much? So to find that, interest per month unit into number of month units. Next, total amount to be paid with interest. Now see, the balance, if I just take that the previous question I took, the balance we got as rupees 30,000, right? I got a balance of 30,000. Now here the total amount to be paid, that is with interest, is not 30,000. I had to pay 30,000, but for all these month units, I have an added interest now, right? I had to pay 30,000. That was my balance. The item was 50,000. I paid that person 20,000. So 30,000 was my balance. I had to go and pay 30,000, right? But now, since I am going to pay under hire purchase, now interest is being added. So here the total amount to be paid now is going to be, balance is my 30,000. To the 30,000 I have to add the total interest I have to pay, right? Then value of a monthly installment, that means for one monthly installments, right? For one installment, how much you have to pay to get that. The balance plus total interest, that is the total amount to be paid. You have to divide by the number of monthly installments. If you study this, if you can look at the steps, right? If you actually study this part, it's very easy for you to understand the question, right? If you actually study this part, it's very easy for you to understand how to answer the question, right? If you use these steps, the 7 steps, actually 6, you don't have to use this separately, you can use it here, right? But still, if you use these 7 steps, you can easily get the answer for the question they give you under hire purchase, right? Let's go to the questions there. Before you go to the questions, I have given you a small exam hint. Say these are not standardized theories. These are the theories that we have prepared for you to write the exam easily. So see, the exam hint I am going to give you, in questions, if you are asked to find the value of a monthly installment, right? In the question, if they ask you to find the value of a monthly installment, try the order of the steps from 1 to 7. Go from 1 to 7. Downwards the steps, right? You start from the first one, then the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh. If they ask you to find the value of a monthly installment, but if they ask you to find the annual interest rate, right? If they ask you to find the annual interest rate, use the first 3 steps. See, first try steps 1, 2, 3. First, second, third step should be done first. Then move from the steps 7, 6, 5, 4, right? That is, first you do 7, then you do 6, then do 5, then come to 4. See, 1, 2, 3 should be done first. See, first try 3 steps to this direction. You have to do it to this direction, and then move from the steps 7 to 6, 6 to 5, 5 to 4, like that, to that direction. When all these steps culminate at the middle, you will get the answer for the annual interest rate. These 2 things you can remember, because generally in the papers for now, they have been asking only these 2. One thing they have asked is about the value of a monthly installment, and the other thing they have really asked is about the annual interest rate. So basically it's easy for you. If you go through these steps, if they ask you to find the value of a monthly installment, try to use the steps in the order of 1 to 7, right? If they ask you to find the annual interest rate, try to go through the steps of first 1, 2, 3, then move from the steps of 7 to 6, 6 to 5, and 5 to 4, which is actually easy for you to get the answer using these steps. So now we'll see how the questions are given. So this is a direct forward question, no Roman numbers. They will directly give you the question. So let's see how we are going to answer it. So example number 1, a television priced at rupees 25,000, that is the price of the television. Whatever is important for you in a question, please learn to highlight during the paper, right? Then it is easy for you to get the values to the formula. See, a television priced at rupees 25,000 can be purchased by making a down payment of rupees 7,000. Okay, so the down payment is rupees 7,000, and paying the remainder by 12 equal monthly installments. I am underlining the things that I want. If an annual interest rate of, if an annual interest rate of 18% is charged on the loan, where the interest is calculated on the reducing balance, find the value of a monthly installment. So I told you the exam hint. If they ask you to find the value of a monthly installment, right, use the steps 1 to 7. You're just going in the normal order. Then see, I have a television. The price of the television is 25,000. I am making a down payment, that is, I'm going to give the person rupees 7,000 at the outright purchase. At the outright purchase, when I'm going to buy this amount, I'm going to give him 7,000. So see, the balance to be paid in installments is going to be 25,000 minus 7,000. That is going to be rupees 18,000. How come 18,000? The price of the television is going to be 25,000 and I am going to give the person 7,000 rupees at the very beginning. At the point where I am going to buy this television, I will give him 7,000. Then to calculate the balance I have to pay, 25,000 is the total amount. I have given 7,000, so I have a balance of 18,000 to be paid. That balance will be paid under hire purchase. This balance will be paid under hire purchase. So see, we found the balance amount. Then loan amount per month. Loan amount per month is going to be balance divided by number of monthly installments. I am using the previous steps to this question. Okay. So loan amount per month is going to be the balance, that is 18,000, divided by number of monthly installments, that is 12. So 18,000 divided by 12 is rupees 1,500. That is the loan amount per month. Second step is done. Now the third step, number of month units, right? To find the number of month units, we are taking n times n plus 1 divided by 2. So here I have cancelled 2 times 1, 2 times 6. That is why I have just taken 6 into 12 plus 1 is going to be 13. Then 6 times 13 is going to be 78. Okay. Then we have found the number of month units. Then the fourth step, interest to be paid for a month unit. For 1 month unit, what is the interest to be paid? So that is going to be loan amount per month. See, that is 1,500 into the rate, annual interest rate of 18%. So see, 18%, 18 over 100 into, this is given annually. So I have to bring it to a month unit. For that, I have to divide by 12. That is multiply by 1 over 12. Then I will get the answers, rupees 22 and 50 cents. Answers can come in decimals, so do not worry. If you get decimals here, they can come in decimals. So it's not a big thing. Go in the normal order. In the next step, the total interest is going to be interest paid for a month unit, right? The amount you are going to pay for 1 month unit multiplied by the number of month units. This is for 1 month unit. You have to multiply by the number of month units. Then you will get this amount. Then the next step, total amount to be paid with interest. That is a sixth step. So total amount to be paid now is, I had a balance of 18,000. See, I got a total interest of 1,755. So that has to be added to this total amount. That is going to be rupees 19,755. I had to pay only 18,000 at the beginning. That was my balance. But now since interests have been added, now see the balance I have to pay as total, right? In all the monthly installments, I have to pay is 19,755. Who added this 1,755? This 1,755 was the now interest. It was the interest, the total interest that was added to my account, to my value. Then the last one, value of a monthly installment is equal to the total the total amount you have to pay. I'm going to divide by 12 monthly installments because this is done on 12 monthly installments. So the total value that has to be paid divided by number of monthly installments is going to be rupees 1,646.25. That means for a monthly installment, for 1 monthly installment, I have to pay a value of rupees 1,646.25 cents, right? Nothing to be it is not a very difficult thing to understand. It's just that when I get the question, when I have to answer it, I'm going to use the steps I know. They need to find the value of a monthly installment. So first, this television was 25,000. I pay him 7,000 at the very beginning. So that means 18,000 is the balance I have to pay. Then we have to undergo the interest procedure. Then see, I'm going to check whether what is the loan amount I have to pay now without interest. I have to pay now for a month. So that is the balance divided by number of monthly installments. I have 12 monthly installments. So that is 1500 without interest. Then number of month units, we are going to check 12 into 12 plus 1 divided by 2. That is number of monthly installments into that plus 1. That is I got 78 month units. Then I check for a month unit how much interest I have to pay. So for that I have to take the loan amount per month into, see the interest they have given, the interest rate is given annually. For that I have to multiply this again by 1 over 12. That means I have to divide by 12. Then I will get the value as rupees 22.50. That is rupees 22 and 50 cents. Then the total interest I have to pay, I am going to search next. To find that this is the interest for a month unit, I have to multiply that with the number of month units. So then I get the total interest I have to pay is 1755. Then now I have to pay 18,000. That was my balance. Now I have a total interest of 1755. Then the total amount I have to pay is going to be 18,000 plus the interest it got added. That is going to be 18,000 plus 1755, that is 19,755. That is now my total amount. So I have to see, that is the total amount I have to pay. Now I have to see for a monthly installment how much I have to pay. For that, the total amount will be divided by number of monthly installments. Then you will get the answer for a monthly installment how much you have to pay. That is how we get this answer. Now we have found the value of a monthly installment using 1 to 7 steps in that order. Right. We are going to go forward to the next question. Right. Example 2, we are reading here and we are going to go for the steps in the next step. Let's see. A washing machine worth rupees 30,000. Okay. That is the worth of the washing machine is available for a down payment of rupees 5,000. Okay. So this is the down payment. So if it is 30,000, if I am going to give 5,000 at the very outright purchase, now my balance is 25,000. That is easily found. Next, and 10 equal monthly installments. It has to be paid on a 10 equal monthly installment is of rupees 2,720. That means for a monthly installment you have to pay 2,720. One monthly installment you have to pay 2,720. Then if the interest on the loan was calculated on the reducing loan balance, that is hire purchase, calculate the interest rate. Now the first example was under the first type. You have to find the value of a monthly installment. Second question is in the second type. Here we are going to find the interest rate. So to find the interest rate, I told you use the 1 to 3 steps first, then go to 7, then go to 6, then go to 5, then go to 4. In the fourth step you will get the answer for the interest rate. First do 1, 2, 3 steps in order, then do the steps 7, then 6, then 5, then 4. Let's see how we are going to do it. But remember, 4 things to remember. One is the worth is 30,000 and the down payment is done 5,000. That means I have to pay a balance of 25,000. Right? This is paid under 10 equal monthly installments and value of a monthly installment is 2,720. Using that, we are going to do the question. Okay. See. Now first 3 steps first. So this is the first step. We have found the balance. See, the balance to be paid in installment is equal to 30,000 minus 5,000. That is 25,000. That's done. Then the second step. The loan amount per month. The loan amount you pay per month is going to be the balance divided by number of monthly installment. That is also done. Then the third step. This is the third step. Okay. In the third step, I'm going to find the number of month units. So N. Here the number of monthly installments is 10 in this question. So 10 into 10 plus 1 divided by 2. That is going to be, I have cancelled this 2 and taken as 5. So 5 into 11, that is 55 month units. See now, first, second, third steps are completed. Now I have to go from 7 to 4. So see, I have come to 7 immediately. See, value of a monthly installment, that was my last step in the step orders. So see, the value is going to be 25,000 plus x over 10. Now that is equal to, that is, see, value of a monthly installment is equal to 2720. So then I'm going to use, carefully listen, then 25,000 plus x over 10 is equal to 2720. Take 10 up, then this amount will multiply with 10, that is going to be 27,200. To keep x alone like this, I have to take 25,000 to the other side, that I have taken as minus 25,000. So 27,200 minus 25,000, the answer is going to be rupees 2,200. Okay, that is the value of a monthly installment. I don't know this value, the total interest I did not know, that I have taken as x. The total interest I did not know, I have taken that as x, and I have substituted in the 7th formula, where the balance plus total interest over 10 is equal to the value of a monthly installment is given 2720. I am going to find the value of x. X means I am going to find the total interest. So then 10 will go up, that is 27,200. From that I have to subtract 25,000. Then I will get the balance as rupees 2,200. Then the total interest will be equal to 2,200. Now I am going to substitute that value in the 6th step. 6th step is going to be about total interest. So see, total interest I found as x is equal to rupees y. This y is what? This y is the amount that you are going to pay for a month unit, right? Interest to be paid for a month unit, that is y. Look at the steps, then you will understand that, okay, this is going to be interest to be paid for a month unit. That we don't know. So that into 55, 55 is number of month units, is equal to 2,100, the total interest. From that, take 55 down, I have taken y equals 2,100 divided by 55, that is rupees 40. Rupees 40 is going to be y. Y means interest to be paid for a month unit. Now I am going to come for the final step, right? Okay, this is the 6th step, this is the 5th step, and this is going to be the 4th step, the final one. So now interest paid for a month unit is equal to, this is the formula, 2,500. 2,500 is the loan amount per month into r over 100. We need to find r, we don't know the value of r, into 1 over 12, that is equal to 40. 40 means the total, 40 means the interest to be paid for a month unit. To keep r alone, take all the other numbers to the other side. So 112 will go up, 2,500 will come down. Simplify the answer, then you will get the answer as 19.2%. Right? So what I have done, first I went to the first 3 steps in order. Then I started from the last one. From the last one, I will find the total interest. Then I will apply it to the previous step, total interest step. From that step, I am going to find the interest paid for a month unit, right? From that, I will find the rate value, the final value for the percentage. You have to follow the steps for this. Then you will properly understand where I have found what. So you have to use the steps in order. If you have to find the value of a monthly installment, use from 1 to 7. If you have to find the answer, find the value of a rate or a percentage, go from the downward step to the upper step. Right. So that is a question in that form. Let's go to the next one. Example number 3. So Mr. Vikramasinghe has borrowed rupees 30,000 as a business loan. Okay, this is a loan. This is not a purchasing problem about an item. Sorry. So it's a loan amount that you are going to borrow from a bank that charges an annual interest rate of 24%. Okay, the rate is also given 24%. The loan has to be paid back in 6 equal monthly installments. So the number of monthly installments is also given as 6, and the interest is calculated on the reducing balance. Calculate the value of a monthly installment. So when you say calculate the value of a monthly installment, I'm going to use from the first step to the 7th step in order. Right, I'm going to use the steps in order downwards. Then see. So the borrowed amount is 30,000. I told you, you don't have a separate balance in these type of questions. Balance is required in those questions where you can pay a down payment. This is a loan amount. Why do you have to borrow an amount if you can pay back? Right? So this amount you're going to pay back. You're going to borrow from someone. So you can't give an amount at the very beginning. Right? When you're taking something as a debt, you can't be giving an amount at the same time. So there is no down payment in loan questions. So here the total balance is 30,000. I borrowed 30,000, so I have to pay you 30,000. So the balance is 30,000. Then the loan amount per month is going to be 30,000 divided by 6. That is the balance divided by number of monthly installments. So I have the loan amount per month as rupees 5,000. Then we find the number of month units. That is number of monthly installment is 6. So 6 times 6 plus 1 divided by 2. That is, I have cancelled this as 3. 3 times 7, that is equal to 21 month units. Then the interest to be paid for a month unit, very important, a month unit, that is going to be the loan amount per month into the rate divided by 12. Why do we divide it by 12 again? The rate is given annually. See, it's an annual interest rate. So that is 5,000 to 24 over 100. 24 over 100 is the interest rate into 1 over 12. Then I will get the answer as 100 rupees. 100 rupees is the interest to be paid for a month unit. For 1 month unit, you have to pay 100 rupees. Therefore, the total interest is going to be 21 into 100. There are 21 month units. For 1 month unit, you have to pay 100. Therefore, for 21, how much? For 1 month unit, you have to pay 100. Therefore, for 21 is going to be rupees 2,100. And the total amount to be paid is going to be 30,000 was my balance, but an interest of 2,100 is now added. Therefore, the total amount now I have to pay with the interest is 32,100. 30,000 was my balance at the very beginning, but I had to pay this through hire purchase or reducing balance method. So when I was paying this through reducing balance method, a total interest of 2,100 was added to my value. So now I have to pay a total amount of 32,100. That is for all the monthly installments. Therefore, to calculate for the value of a monthly installment, right? To calculate the value of a monthly installment, here we are going to take the total amount to be paid, that is 32,100, that is with my interest, divide that by number of monthly installments, 6. So 32,100 divided by 6. Therefore, for 1 monthly installment, I have to pay rupees 5,350. Right. The only thing I wanted to explain, the same steps, the same methods, the same simplifications. The only thing I wanted to explain you in this question was that when you borrow an amount, or if it is a loan they are talking about, right? If it's a loan they are talking about, always there is no down payment in that. There is no down payment. That balance is the amount you have borrowed. So remember that. So this is the general structure of this question, right? Under hire purchase or under calculating the interest under the down reducing balance method, right? Very simply, you're going to buy something, you're going to give a down payment, and the rest will be calculated in installments. While you're paying the installments, your amount will reduce, the amount you have to pay will reduce. For the amount that you have to pay as balance, interest will keep on adding, and at the last we can find for one installment how much you have paid. Second type of story was that if you take a loan, there is no down payment. You have to get the loan, and the total loan value you have to pay under monthly installments. So another examine, like the examine I'm going to remind you again, that if you have to find the value of a monthly installment, go from the steps in order, and if you have to find the value of a rate, you have to do 1, 2, 3 steps, then go from down to up. In the fourth step, you will get the answer. Okay. So that is all I have to explain you today. That was my lesson on percentages, hire purchase. Next lesson, we will learn on how to calculate the percentages under, or the interest under, the compound interest method. That is probably the next part that we will have to do. So till then, I will see you next week with the other lesson. Thank you, and may God bless you all.